smells straight like ass, man.
I don't know. I kind of like it. If everyone calls you trash, and everyone treats you like trash, why don't you just become trash? Honey, babe, would you do me one favor? Would you call me the Grouch?
Brought to you by the letter R.
Hello, fellow garbage.
From one garbage person to another, thank you for having me.
You know, like, I gotta tell you, like, garbage people are the people who are cleaning up North Carolina after these hurricanes. Like, garbage people are the most beloved people on my block. My kids sit out on my front steps and, like, watch the garbage men. And they always beep the horn, right? And wave at the kiddos. Freaking love the garbage. Like, garbage man is, like, part of, like, the American culture. To, like, continually dehumanize the working class. To say that, like, you know, like, by lying about working at McDonald's, you're actually dehumanizing those people. It is, I think, possibly the worst presidential campaign in our lifetime, Sean. I don't know. What you think?
It is. I mean, she's given Hillary quite a run for her money. Hillary called us deplorable. She said we were irredeemable, which is blasphemous and heretical and offensive on a whole different level. Yes. And then Kamala Harris apparently looked at Hillary and said, hold my beer. I'm going to call these people garbage. Or Joe Biden did. And so what I find so amazing about Harris is that all she had to do on that tarmac there was say, obviously, no American is garbage. Obviously. Mm-hmm. But she couldn't do it. And the reason she couldn't do it is she actually believes we're garbage. And that's why she's kept the border open. And that's why she's importing a bunch of foreigners to replace us. Because she thinks we're all Nazi fascist garbage people. They hate us. And when you hate your country and when you hate its people, you're automatically disqualified from governing them. So she's done. She's cooked.
Yeah, I think she is. And there's no data that would indicate that anything good can possibly be turned around in the next 6 days. You're done. The clock's up, right? The buzzer's here. You're at your last second. You have to take your half-court shot. And that shot was just somehow inexplicably blocked by Joe Biden on the same team. So here's my question to you, Sean. Should she resign? You know, presumably this was her boss that said this, right? And he believes this. So in order to show that she's so offended by it, because she says she disagrees with it, shouldn't she resign as vice president?
Oh, there's a whole host of reasons why she would resign. Let's go back to the infamous debate that ended Joe Biden's career. She came out after that and said, no, he's totally fine. He was great, totally mentally with it. And then she and all her little friends ran a coup against him, removed him from the party nomination because his brain was too applesaucy and too pudding to run a campaign, but left him in the presidency. So I actually think she's part of one of the biggest scandals we've ever had in this country. And it's knowing that we didn't have a president, knowing that Joe Biden wasn't doing the job, and sitting there and allowing it to happen and lying to all of us because, again, we're garbage people. She doesn't need to tell us the truth. Hell yeah, she should resign.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, like, by the very question of, do you disavow this enough to actually quit because your boss said this? So you represent this comment. Your boss said it on camera. We've transcribed it, slowed it down. There's no getting around it. There's no apostrophe. It's all total bullshit. Every single thing. I've never seen such a clear case for defending. There's a lot of, like, ways to warp and defend Joe Biden. You can't get out of this one. There's no squirming out of this one, you dirty snakes. Presumably, if you disagreed with it, then there's no defending it. And you simply have to quit. You have to quit. You have to give up the plane. You have to give up the little house. And you have to just resign. That needs to be the question. Why doesn't Kamala resign her position? If she doesn't resign her position, then she agrees with this. Prima facie, she agrees with this comment.
She clearly agrees with it. And by the way, when you watch that video, this whole apostrophe nonsense, we all know what he said. In the moment, even Joe Biden knew he messed up. Because you can watch it. He says it. He ends the sentence, and you can kind of see the oh crap moment in his head. So then he starts dissembling. It reminds me of when he said a week or two ago, we need to lock him up. Politically.
Yes,
yeah.
Right.
Even he knew it. Like, his little pudding brain knew it in the moment that he screwed up.
So Sean, I know you're a believer, and I don't want to get, I'm no theologian, but I do love the way that God works in these moments. And I think that when it comes to, like, leaders and powerful people, God does, like, does move the chessboard. You can see it all throughout the Testaments. And so it's like the wages of sin kind of thing. They put a guy with dementia in the White House. They lied about it. And now the guy with dementia is proving to be the single most devastating thing to Kamala's campaign, including wearing the MAGA hat after Kamala's debate. In the hours after the debate, Joe Biden puts on a MAGA hat, changes the entire news cycle. During Kamala's speech last night, in the swamp, where it was like a worship fest in the swamp for some type of hedonistic religion, and all of her employees are forced to come to a mandatory meeting of their boss. This was supposed to be Kamala's great moment. Joe Biden's behind her in the White House, literally destroying all of it. Like, what are we to make of this? Do you believe that Joe Biden is actively sabotaging it, or do you believe that it's mental incompetence?
No, I think he's just an idiot with no inner monologue. I don't, because again, you could tell he knew in that moment he screwed up. That guy barely knows where he is. To say he has the wherewithal to so subtly knife her, between the ribs while she's giving her acceptance nomination speech, I don't buy. But I will say, the Bible says very clearly that leaders are given to us, that government is given to us is either a punishment or a blessing. It's obvious. So every leader you can look at, are we being punished by God with this person? Are we being blessed? And what I find so fascinating, and I can't plumb the depths of God. I don't know what his mind is. We can't begin to fathom it. But Donald Trump was spared a bullet by turning his head in a split second. And I just have a hard time believing that was a chance of fate or that was random, because everything could have been ended in the election in that one moment, and it wasn't. And God saved us. God saved him. And the Bible says, a hair doesn't fall from your head without God knowing it. So, clearly we know where this is from. There have been a lot that fell out there. So if God is in control of the hairs on our heads, clearly he is in control of the movements of governments.
Yes. So they've lied, right? And I want to get very briefly to a massive story that you broke yesterday at The Federalist when it comes to Russiagate and where it all comes from, and just get you to sort of maybe weave that in to this current moment. Because what they did immediately, their initial reaction, Sean, is not, man, that guy sucks and he needs to own that comment. It's to lie to the American people. It's on camera. Bro, it's on camera. Their initial reaction is, you're so stupid that we're going to lie to you. Andrew Bates out at the White House, Ian Sams, going out and being no, he didn't actually say it. Don't believe it. He has a stutter. What does that say? And then maybe you can kind of segue into this reporting from The Federalist about Russiagate, possibly the biggest lie to the American people in history.
Yeah, all these people do is lie. They are fundamentally incapable of telling the truth because they actually don't believe in any principle other than power. So we reported yesterday from Molly Hemingway, which is one of the best reporters and pundits in the business, that she knew the Russia collusion thing was a hoax because she was on set at CNN early in 2017 when Jim Sciutto and Jake Tapper were running the collusion. And she talked about what she saw and how she saw in that moment the way they were communicating with each other off camera about leaks. In that moment, she knew it was all a lie. And it was because these people couldn't accept that Hillary Clinton just sucked and nobody liked her. They couldn't accept that Hillary lost because she was awful. There had to be a nefarious reason. And so they spent the next 8 years lying to the American public, running a coup against the elected government, lying about every single thing that happened, illegally spying on people, trying to put people in prison. And they did it because they hate this country. They think we're garbage, and they don't think any rules constrain their ability to rule us.
So Molly actually was able to witness, here's the article itself, Molly was able to witness the creation of the Russia hoax with the filthiest intel operators and the dirtiest misinformation agents live on CNN hatching this sick plot. It's despicable.
It was remarkable. Yep.
Despicable. Also, you guys had great reporting this morning on community notes on X. That is
there's more coming tomorrow.
Really. That's incredibly powerful stuff. Can we go to the front page of the Federalist here? You must go to the front page of the Federalist every single morning. You're going to find incredible reporting that you'll get nowhere else from true pros. People that are remarkably sharp and people that speak the truth in an era of, just insulting lies, quite frankly. Sean, your thoughts on how this will affect the end of the race here in closing? The garbage comments, that's the October surprise. When we're writing the history books, this is going to be the October surprise. How's it going to play out in the race?
Yeah, I was watching all that last night, and my thought was, it's over. It's over. Trump already had all the momentum. He had the narrative. Kamala Harris is a terrible candidate. She has no reason for running. She has no message, no narrative. And then for her administration, her boss to come out and call us garbage, it's over. But that doesn't mean we stop running. You run through the tape. You run hard through the end zone. It ain't over till it's over. So we got to finish strong.
Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of strong, dude, follow Sean Davis on X. This account is popping off, baby. 500,000. Boom. Look at your boy. 500,000 Americans, can't be wrong. Follow Sean Davis for takes that you need oven mitts to handle on X. See ya, brother.
Thank you, man.
Godspeed.
Take care.